So Elon Musk, the CEO, I should say, and majority shareholder of Tesla, reopened their factory that's located in Fremont, California, in Alameda County, while there was still a stay-at-home order, a shelter-in-place order, as well as, all non-essential, all businesses deemed non-essential were still closed in that part of California. He put out a tweet yesterday saying, that they were going to open up. We got to get people back to work, basically. If you need to arrest anybody, arrest me. And, it's pretty troubling and disgusting that we allow people such as Elon Musk to accumulate, in his case, $40 billion and have so much power and control over, it's around 50,000 people that work for Tesla, and he simply wants them to get back to work to continue to, exploit their labor and to increase his net worth and to increase the other shareholders' net worth at Tesla. If he was really obviously concerned about the workers there, he could have given everybody there $20,000, and that would have been less than $1 billion he would have had to shell out. He would still be able to obviously support his children, his family, buy yachts, buy mansions, fly in spaceships, fly in private jets, buy all these ridiculous things, and he would have been able to help out his employees. Instead, he's forcing them to go back to work so he can further increase his wealth. And I mean, it's, again, just another reason why capitalism is such a shitty economic system that will always put profit above people's lives, put profit above the natural world. We shouldn't have corporations where one person is able to dictate to all of the employees there that they have to go back to work while there is a literal pandemic happening. By Elon Musk forcing this factory open and making these workers go back to work, he's obviously putting their lives in risk. He's risking the lives of, all the family members of those people working there, all out of greed. And again, he, like Trump, is a symptom of a larger problem. We also have people, like Jeff Bezos, increasing his wealth by billions of dollars during this pandemic, all the while, people working at Amazon are working in these really just crazy, shitty conditions. And how Whole Foods, which is owned by Amazon, owned by Jeff Bezos, was sending out a email not too long ago asking people, you can donate to fellow employees if they get sick, if they need some leave time. All the while, Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world. It's a really fucked up system that we're living under, I should say, and Elon Musk is just another example of that. And again, Tesla has been in trouble pretty recently in the past for their union busting efforts. I believe they also got in trouble and had to rehire somebody who was fired for trying to organize a union, while at Tesla they were fired and then had to be rehired because obviously that's illegal, that's retaliatory. And if the working conditions and if Tesla, Musk, etc. treated their employees so well, they probably wouldn't be feeling the need to unionize. And I also heard on Twitter, I don't know, it'd probably need more corroboration, but that the company was telling people that if they don't go back to work, they wouldn't be able to keep receiving, unemployment benefits because, they furloughed people as well as cutting people's pay who are still, able to work from home and whatnot. So just really goes to show we need to completely transform our economic system here in the United States and just more abroad, more generally, because it's clear how we interact with work. We don't have democracy in the workplace, as Richard Wolff, the great Marxist economist always talks about. For example, at Tesla, what they could do is what's required by law in Germany is that at least, I believe, 50% of the board there would have to be made up by the workers themselves. And I would say even better, the workers would have to, rotate through on the board to maybe every year or 2 years so they don't become too cozy with the board members, with the higher ups within the company. And then so the actual workers, the people doing the job, the people creating the wealth for the shareholders would get a say in things like this, of whether the company would be opening back up during a pandemic. They would probably push the brakes, slow that process down a little bit, because they're workers themselves. They can actually relate to those people. They're not, somebody with tens of billions of dollars like Elon Musk, who is completely out of touch with reality. And so they would more likely, make decisions that would positively impact the workers there, and think about how, those decisions would impact them in such a way, because they're actually connected to those people. They're connected to that community. They're more likely to, keep wages high, not to outsource, to treat the environment better, because they actually live there, and their choices would be directly impacting the places that they live. All of these different things would be super helpful to have, because again, super important to have democracy in the workplace, and not to have some king-like figure, Musk, in this place being able to, at a whim, tell people they have to go back to work during a pandemic because he wants to continue to increase his obscene amount of wealth, while there is an obscene amount of inequality and suffering and unemployment going on right now. So instead of using his wealth and resources to actually address some of these huge, massive needs that people have, and he obviously has the ability to do that with amassing a $40 billion net worth. Instead of doing that, he's going on Twitter complaining about how this is an American, and this is tyranny, and all of that bullshit, while he could have again used all of that massive amount of wealth and resources he had to actually generate some positive change. But he's not doing that. He's a capitalist to his core, and all they know is got to keep creating wealth, got to keep making more obscene amounts of wealth, got to keep exploiting my workers, got to get them back to work during a pandemic, can't let them unionize, etc., etc. Billionaires shouldn't exist. Peace, much love.